Hello everyone and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will kneels down and presents Elektra with a ring while Carter and Steffy exchange barbs. In case you haven't noticed, Carter is really tall, and he has had enough of Steffy. Other developments. Will is a girl-crazy guy, and Elektra lives up to her moniker. In the main office of Forrester Creations, where tensions were higher than the hemline of a miniskirt, Ivy continued where Tuesday's episode left off. She disclosed that she had been in the United States since she and Steffy last met. The co-CEO jokingly said, "I'm surprised I haven't seen you throwing yourself at Liam." Ivy explained, "I've been in the States, not LA. In essence, Steffy said, yeah, whatever." The notion of relaunching the jewelry line was then dismissed by her. Together, Ivy, Elektra, and Carter urged the employer to change his mind. The COO remarked, "Stop thinking so small." The expression on Steffy's face said, "Not a shot in hell." Grandma Stephanie must have been smiling somewhere. Brooke and Hope had great pleasure in making fun of Will in the design room by pointing out how frequently the new intern had already made mistakes at Forrester, which, given that it has, two offices in all, seems difficult. 3. On a more serious note, Hope cautioned Will that, given that he was Katie's son, Steffy would likely view him as a threat. "There are two sides around here, Logan's and Forrester's," Brooke continued. Will presses, "Is Steffy truly that intense?" Brooke made an effort to be understanding with her stepdaughter. Hope, however, would have none of it. Hope claimed that Steffy was so ruthless that she was even preparing for Hope for the future to fade into the past. Will said to his aunt, "Well, I believe in you. And it must be the case given his lack of fashion knowledge." "Very. A lot," Brooke added. "And keep in mind that Carter sees the value in you and your line." It could have been added, but no one did. "He also entertains visions of you in 90s. Once they were back in the main office, Ivy begged Steffy not to allow their past disagreements get in the way of their possible partnership, which might be as glittering as her jewelry. "Elektra, go hiking," Steffy remarked in essence. Then, when she was by herself with Ivy and Carter, Steffy yelled that she had been humiliated by their doubts about her financial acumen, and that she would never let her feelings for Hope to get in the way of the firm. Well, except now. And whenever she has the opportunity. But never, except during those periods. Carter advised Ivy and Elektra not to lose up Hope after that heated exchange. For heaven's sake, he was the COO of Forrester, and he had no intention of allowing Steffy or anybody else to undermine the business. While Carter toured both of Forrester's offices with Elektra, Brooke went inside the main one and began talking endlessly about Brooke's bedroom. As if she couldn't predict, Steffy was unhappy at Carter's fervent support of Hope for the future. When she didn't gag or roll her eyes once, the blonde bombshell demanded to know what was going on. Meanwhile, Carter hurried to the design office to inform Hope of the situation. Carter was bringing in Ivy and Elektra to sell their baubles in an attempt to give hope for the future. A future. But apparently not even she had known about it. Carter raged, "Steffy is determined to keep this company stagnant. It's good to see Mr. Nice Guy motivated. He'll be quoting Cartman from South Park in another episode like this. Respect my authority." The papers and jewelry samples she was carrying were sent flying, when Will later actually ran into Elektra, who was very Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald, Passions fans? Will ended up on his knees, offering Elektra the ring she had dropped along with everything else before the children had even spotted each other. They both instantly became silent and changed into heart-eye emojis. Fortunately, the illness was short-lived. They were able to establish contact again in time to introduce themselves before Will put the ring on Elektra's finger. A lot of foreshadowing. It wasn't really novel in terms of meet cuties, but it was adorable. Steffy made fun of Carter to Brooke back in the main office. The co-CEO never imagined that she would doubt the judgment of her COO. However, she also probably never imagined that he would disagree with her. At the same time, Carter persisted in griping to Hope about Steffy. He could see that Elektra is just as talented as Ivy. After all, Ivy herself stated so. He speculated that Steffy is allowing her personal issues to impede the creation of Forrester to its full potential. Hope was thrilled to hear this. At last, Someone other than her has noticed that her stepsister is using rivalries and feuds instead than spreadsheets and current fashion trends to make judgments. Excited, Carter continued to describe for Hope the house of Forrester he envisions, a significant luxury umbrella with several high-end brands below it, of which Ivy's jewelry line is merely the first. Hope encouraged him, "You have to run with this. You must do all it takes to win Ridge and Eric over. I can tell that this is the legacy you will leave on this business and this sector. Your legacy is this." For some reason, there was no kiss at the end of this sequence. Perhaps tomorrow? What does Carter's termination mean for Hope and HFTF? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton might be on the verge of losing his job. Carter begins to behave as if he is the owner of Forrester Creations. Regretfully, Carter is infringing on too many of his superiors' rights. Will Carter's overstepping of his bounds lead to his termination? Will he be followed out the door by Hope Logan and Hope for the future? Carter Walton wishes to maintain the privacy of his office romance. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope and Carter were extremely wary of a romantic relationship at work because of their past. But Carter's efforts to conceal his emotions are failing. Rather, he has everybody wondering what is happening between Hope and himself. Carter's speech praising Hope, and her line is unlike any he has ever given. Carter appears to have decided that Forrester's exclusive focus should be Hope for the future. Unfortunately, Steffy and Ridge Forrester don't agree, and Steffy will become irate when Carter asks Elektra and Ivy Forrester to present a jewelry line. Spoilers for B&B. Carter Walton inspires a boardroom argument. Then, when they are discussing the jewelry line and what to do with Hope for the future, Carter will provoke a heated boardroom argument. Steffy thinks Carter is going too far, but he isn't giving up. If Carter doesn't agree with his supervisors, rather than attempting to work around them, would his employment be at risk? Steffy will vent to Ridge since she is growing increasingly frustrated with the entire scenario. Does Ridge concur that Carter is overstepping his bounds? Is Ridge irritated enough to dismiss his COO? He's not getting any attention from the guy. Carter is attempting to discuss Steffy's and his thoughts. Is there anything Ridge can do but fire his friend? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope for the Future is up next. The last time Steffy had the opportunity, she chose not to cancel Hope for the Future. Steffy chooses to cut the connection since the numbers haven't changed and Carter isn't around to counter the argument. Since Thomas left, the line has not nearly reached its full potential. The moment has come to alter the line, because it has reached its end. Now that her line is gone, where will Hope go and what will she do? Is Hope going to stay with Carter and work for another fashion house? Is it possible for Hope and Carter to take a brief break? Is it possible that Hope for the Future may eventually relaunch with a different company? For the October 23, 2024 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers hint that Steffy Forrester is about to take a very defensive stance, possibly leading to the creation of a new adversary. As the drama unfolds, Steffy's fierce desire for control is challenged, and fans can expect an intense confrontation. Steffy, a character known for her determination and leadership within the Forrester family, is not one to back down easily, especially when she feels her authority is threatened. In this episode, Steffy's frustration escalates when she discovers that Carter Walton has made a significant decision without her input, hiring both Ivy Forrester and her sister Elektra Forrester as new jewelry designers for Forrester Creations. For Steffy, who prides herself on having the final say over important hires at the company, this move feels like a direct challenge to her leadership. While Forrester Creations does need a new jewelry designer, Steffy is furious that Carter didn't consult her first. Steffy versus Ivy. Old rivalries resurface. Steffy's disdain for Ivy Forrester is nothing new. Ivy's return to Los Angeles, along with her sister Elektra, stirs up old feelings of jealousy and rivalry. Steffy has never quite gotten over the fact that Ivy, with her undeniable talent in jewelry design, outshines her in that area. But there's more to Steffy's frustration than just professional rivalry. Personal history plays a big role here as well. Earlier this year, Steffy witnessed Ivy sharing a kiss with Liam Spencer, her ex-husband, and father of her children. The memory of that moment still haunts Steffy, and she's adamant about keeping Ivy as far away from Liam as possible. The last thing she wants is to have Ivy working with her again, or worse, getting too close to Liam. Carter strikes back. What Steffy doesn't realize is that Carter has reached his limit with her domineering behavior. He's no longer willing to let Steffy dictate every decision, especially when it comes to the people he hires. Carter has his own reasons for standing up to Steffy now, and part of it has to do with Hope Logan. Carter has developed feelings for Hope, and he's growing tired of Steffy's controlling attitude. He's ready to push back, and his decision to hire Ivy and Elektra without Steffy's approval is just the first step in asserting his independence. A fresh romance brewing? Meanwhile, The Bold and the Beautiful seems to be setting the stage for a new young love story with Will Spencer and Elektra Forrester. After the recent collapse of the relationship between R.J. Forrester and Luna Nozawa, the show is eager to bring in fresh faces and youthful energy. While Luna turned out to be an unhinged serial killer, Elektra appears to be a much more grounded and intriguing character. As she begins her new role at Forrester Creations, sparks fly between her and Will, who is also a fresh face in the LA fashion scene. Will, who initially took the intern position at Forrester to rub shoulders with young models, might find himself unexpectedly drawn to Elektra's creative energy and charm. Who is Elektra Forrester? Not much is known about Elektra Forrester just yet, but fans are already speculating about her character and potential impact on the storyline. If Elektra is anything like her sister Ivy, she could pose a real challenge to Steffy's dominance at Forrester Creations. However, she seems to have a more laid-back, artistic personality, which could make her a fan favorite. Unlike Luna, whose dangerous tendencies quickly became apparent, Elektra gives off a more positive and refreshing vibe. Her blossoming relationship with Will could bring some much-needed romance and lightness to the show, balancing out the heavier drama between Steffy and Ivy. A new adversary for Steffy? With all this tension brewing, the big question is whether Steffy will see Ivy and Elektra as mere annoyances or full-blown adversaries. Given Steffy's history of making enemies out of those who challenge her authority, it's likely that this situation will only escalate. Steffy's assertiveness has helped her rise to the top at Forrester Creations, but it has also alienated her from those who once supported her. If she continues to push Ivy and Elektra away, she could find herself more isolated than ever. Carter's growing frustration with Steffy could also lead to a major power struggle within Forrester Creations. As he begins to align himself more with Hope and distances himself from Steffy's control, the dynamics at the company could shift dramatically. Steffy, who has always been used to getting her way, may have to learn the hard way that she can't always be in charge. Conclusion. As tensions rise in the Forrester family, The Bold and the Beautiful promises an episode filled with confrontations, power plays, and the potential for new alliances. Steffy's need for control is at the heart of the drama, and her inability to let go could drive her to make some questionable decisions. Liam Spencer realizing that he might have competition for Hope Logan's heart. And guess who it is? Carter Walton. Could we really see Liam and Carter come to blows over Hope? Let's break down what might happen and how fans are reacting to this sudden turn of events. Carter's unexpected pursuit of Hope Logan. It's no secret that Carter Walton, one of the most dependable men in the Forrester universe, has had his share of relationship drama. But this latest twist has fans scratching their heads. Out of nowhere, Carter seems to be pursuing Hope Logan. If you're like most fans, you're probably thinking, wait, when did that happen? Honestly, there was no build-up to Carter and Hope even being in the same orbit romantically. Hope's emotional state after her marriage to Liam crumbled could explain why she's vulnerable. But why Carter? It's almost like the writers are trying to create a connection where none existed before. This sudden interest feels forced and random, and many viewers aren't exactly thrilled. Fans weigh in, forced romance or real connection. Let's face it, most of the fanbase has been rooting for Hope to end up with Thomas Forrester. That potential pairing has been teased and hinted at for months. So why the sudden introduction of Carter into Hope's love life? For many viewers, this potential pairing feels out of place, like the writers needed to create drama for the sake of it. Fans have even taken to social media to express their frustration, arguing that Hope and Thomas make much more sense in the long run, especially given their chemistry and history. Liam's desperate attempt to win Hope back. And speaking of unexpected developments, Liam Spencer seems to be back in the picture too. After everything that went down between him and Hope, you'd think he'd have learned his lesson, but no, he's trying to win her back once again. This time though, things seem different. Hope isn't falling for Liam's usual tactics. One particularly cringeworthy moment was when Liam brought up their tragic past, specifically when they thought their daughter Beth had died, as a way to manipulate Hope into giving him another chance. It was a low blow, and fans were quick to point out how desperate and weak this made Liam look. It's no wonder Hope isn't rushing back into his arms. Will a fist fight break out between Liam and Carter? But here's where things get really interesting. What if this all builds up to a physical altercation between Liam and Carter? We know Carter has always been the good guy and a peacemaker, but now that he's vying for Hope's heart, could we see a darker, more competitive side of him emerge? If Liam continues to push for Hope, Carter could use it as an opportunity to prove himself to her. Imagine the scene. Liam confronts Carter, words are exchanged, and before you know it, fists start flying. While we're not saying Liam stands a chance against Carter's build, it would be fascinating to see them both try to outdo each other in front of Hope. Of course, Hope's reaction could make or break either of their chances with her. Is this all just a filler until Thomas returns? Let's be honest here. Many fans are convinced this entire Carter-Hope-Liam triangle is nothing more than filler until Thomas Forrester comes back into the picture. We all know that Thomas still harbors feelings for Hope, and she's shown some undeniable chemistry with him as well. If Thomas returns to the storyline, this entire Carter-Liam rivalry could end up feeling like a waste of time. Once Thomas is back, we could see a quick shift in Hope's affections, leaving both Liam and Carter out in the cold. While they're busy trying to prove who's more worthy of Hope's love, Thomas could swoop in and finally win her over, putting an end to their little rivalry. What's next for Hope, Liam, and Carter? In conclusion, we're left wondering whether this sudden rivalry between Liam and Carter will amount to anything significant, or if it's simply a detour until the inevitable Hope-Thomas reunion. Either way, things are about to get messy in Hope's love life, and we can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Will Carter and Liam go head-to-head in a fistfight? Or will cooler heads prevail? Let us know in the comments what you think. Are you excited to see this new twist? Or are you waiting for Thomas to return and sweep Hope off her feet? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you don't miss any updates on this storyline or other bold and beautiful spoilers. Bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that an exciting new storyline involving Ivy and Elektra Forrester could stir up some serious drama at Forrester Creations. Ivy Forrester, a familiar face with a history full of tension, is set to return to Los Angeles, this time with her cousin, Elektra Forrester. Together, they are coming in hot with a pitch for a new jewelry line. But with Steffy Forrester Finnegan in charge, the road ahead might be anything but smooth. Ivy and Elektra's pitch, a bold move. Ivy and Elektra have been working on a fresh jewelry collection, and they're hoping to bring their designs to Forrester Creations. While Ivy has had professional success since leaving Los Angeles, her return stirs up memories of past conflicts. As for Elektra, her debut on the canvas adds a new layer of intrigue. The two women arrive in LA hoping to impress Steffy with their new line, but their timing may not be ideal. Ivy's professional journey has been marked by accomplishments, but her personal life has been more turbulent. Fans will remember her complicated history with Liam Spencer, which recently reignited when she planted a kiss on him. During a layover in LA, Steffy quickly intervened, sending Ivy packing. Now, Ivy's return brings a new set of challenges as she faces Steffy again. But this time it's on a professional level. Steffy's fashion shutdown, tension at the top. As CEO of Forrester Creations, Steffy has been juggling several challenges, including managing Hope Logan's fashion line, Hope for the Future, which has been underperforming. Steffy's patience is already running thin, and the prospect of taking on yet another line could push her over the edge. The timing of Ivy and Elektra's pitch may be the worst possible moment for Steffy to consider expanding Forrester's fashion portfolio. Steffy might immediately reject the proposal, claiming it poses a conflict of interest. Given Ivy's past relationship with Liam and the rocky history between the two women, Steffy could see Ivy's return as an attempt to encroach on her territory, both personally and professionally. The added complication of introducing Elektra into the mix might only heighten Steffy's concerns. Carter Walton, a key figure at Forrester Creations, also has a hand in this storyline. Fans know that Carter, despite being a numbers man, made a surprisingly passionate pitch to save hope for the future. His behavior seemed out of character, and it's soon revealed that Carter has been pushing Ivy to pitch the jewelry line to Steffy. Carter's involvement adds a layer of intrigue, as his motivations could come into question. Is he simply advocating for the company's growth, or is there something deeper behind his insistence? Elektra Forrester's debut. New faces, new drama. Elektra Forrester is set to make her debut alongside Ivy. While little is known about her backstory, her arrival is sure to shake things up. Elektra's introduction to the Forrester canvas opens the door for new storylines, particularly romantic ones. Spoilers hint that sparks could fly between Elektra and Will Spencer, leading to even more drama for the Forrester and Spencer families. Elektra's role in the jewelry line pitch will likely add tension to the situation. As a fresh face with no personal baggage in LA, she might be able to offer a new perspective, but Steffy's reluctance to engage with Ivy could spill over into her dealings with Elektra. Will Elektra manage to win Steffy over, or will she be shut down before she even has a chance to prove herself? Will Eric Forrester step in? One wild card in this storyline is Eric Forrester, the patriarch of the Forrester family. While it's unclear how long Ivy and Elektra plan to stay in LA, Eric could be the key to their success. Historically, Eric has been more open to new ideas and willing to take risks, especially when it comes to family. If Eric gets wind of Ivy and Elektra's pitch, he might advocate for giving them a chance, much to Steffy's frustration. Eric's potential involvement could create a rift within the Forrester family, as Steffy may feel undermined by her grandfather. However, Eric's influence is undeniable, and if he decides to support Ivy and Elektra, it could force Steffy to reconsider her initial stance. Sparks fly between Elektra and Will Spencer. As Elektra settles into life in Los Angeles, she crosses paths with Will Spencer, son of Bill Spencer and Katie Logan. According to spoilers, sparks fly between the two almost immediately. Will, who has grown up in the midst of family power struggles and romantic entanglements, could find himself drawn to Elektra's independent and adventurous spirit. This potential romance could lead to new conflicts, especially if Steffy or the other members of the Forrester and Spencer families get involved. Elektra's relationship with Will might complicate her business dealings with Forrester Creations, as personal and professional boundaries blur. The future of Ivy and Elektra at Forrester Creations. While Steffy might initially shut down Ivy and Elektra's pitch, the storyline is far from over. With characters like Carter, Eric, and even Will Spencer involved, there are multiple avenues for this storyline to develop. Whether Ivy and Elektra's jewelry line is accepted at Forrester Creations or not, their presence in LA is sure to shake things up. The Bold and the Beautiful has always thrived on family conflicts, love triangles, and power struggles, and this storyline has the potential to deliver on all fronts. As Ivy and Elektra navigate the treacherous waters of both business and personal relationships, fans can expect plenty of drama, surprises, and of course romance. Taylor's path forward, uncertain future, Ridge and Brooke on shaky ground. Taylor Hayes recently revealed that she's suffering from broken heart syndrome, a confession that has sparked new levels of intrigue. Taylor's decision to prioritize her health is a good sign for her character's development, but her journey hasn't been an easy one. Rich Forrester played a crucial role in her wake-up call, but the consequences of his actions reach far beyond her health. Meanwhile, Brooke Logan's reaction to Taylor's condition predictably reflects her self-involved nature, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense dynamics. Regardless of Ridge's actions, this revelation will inevitably expand the drama between these iconic characters. Taylor's health takes center stage. Taylor's willingness to take her health seriously came after a fainting episode, which prompted Ridge to intervene. He introduced a healer, and Taylor finally accepted the reality of her condition, thanks to Dr. Grace Buckingham's diagnosis and sound advice. This step forward marks a turning point in Taylor's life, but it also hints at deeper changes to come. Brooke Logan strengthens her hold. Brooke Logan, a character who has become synonymous with winning, currently stands by Ridge's side. Over the years, Brooke has been married to Ridge a whopping 8 times, making her a permanent fixture in his life. For now, Ridge has chosen Brooke, momentarily satisfying her desires. His willingness to perform the same healing ritual for Brooke that he initially used on Taylor is a clever move on Ridge's part, placating both women temporarily. But Brooke is no fool. She knows Taylor's health crisis is far from over, and that it will draw Ridge closer to his former love. This situation creates the perfect opportunity for Taylor to attempt a reconciliation with Ridge, potentially catching Brooke off guard. Ridge Forrester's struggle between two loves. Ridge, who finds himself in familiar territory, is once again caught between two of the most important women in his life. His relationships with both Taylor and Brooke have been the source of joy and heartbreak, and their shared history ties him to them indefinitely. Eric Forrester, Ridge's father, has already raised concerns about Ridge's involvement with Taylor. Now that Taylor's health is a known issue, the elder Forrester is left to wonder how his son will handle the inevitable tension between the two women. The writing team has done a commendable job in reimagining the Ridge-Taylor-Brooke triangle, creating fresh drama while staying true to the character's core traits. Ridge's challenge is balancing his support for Taylor without causing Brooke to doubt his loyalty. It's a delicate dance that will be difficult to maintain, and early signs suggest it won't be long before things unravel. Taylor's healing journey. A path to reconciliation? Taylor's future with Ridge remains uncertain. She may reconcile with him, or she may not. The idea that Ridge could leave Brooke and reunite with Taylor is hard to ignore, yet it seems equally unlikely that Ridge won't at least consider it. Brooke's love for Ridge is undeniable, but Taylor could gain the upper hand if Ridge senses any disloyalty from Brooke. However, this storyline has been explored before, so rehashing it could feel repetitive. What remains clear is that Ridge is torn between two women who have shaped his life, and the eventual outcome will depend on his decision, though neither Taylor nor Brooke is likely to allow him to have full control. This version of Taylor feels different. With her health on the line, and her past still unresolved, anything could happen. As the story unfolds this fall and winter, we may see a stronger, more determined Taylor emerge. But one thing is certain. Her health crisis will continue to cast a shadow over her decisions, as well as Ridge's. How this will all play out remains to be seen, but the drama is only just beginning. Ivy Forrester's journey on The Bold and the Beautiful. A comprehensive look at her evolution and relationships. Ivy Forrester, a name that may ring a bell for longtime fans of The Bold and the Beautiful, was once a pivotal character in the rich tapestry of Forrester family drama. However, newer viewers may be unfamiliar with her character, given her departure from the show in 2018 and sporadic reappearances in 2024. Ivy, portrayed by Australian actress Ashley Brewer, made her debut in July 2014 and quickly became entangled in the complex relationships, business struggles, and family conflicts that define the lives of the Forrester clan. Whether you're a longtime viewer in need of a refresher, or a newer fan wanting to understand more about Ivy, this in-depth exploration will provide insight into her character arc, relationships, and impact on The Bold and the Beautiful. Ivy's introduction. From Australia to Los Angeles. Ivy Forrester arrived in Los Angeles in 2014, bringing with her a blend of elegance, ambition, and an outsider's perspective on the long-established Forrester family dynamics. She is the niece of the esteemed Eric Forrester, a family patriarch, and was invited to the city to work on a new jewelry collection for Forrester Creations. Her arrival was tied to a significant shift within the company, as the jewelry line was intended to replace the designs of Quinn Fuller, whose role in Forrester Creations had caused considerable turmoil. From the start, Ivy demonstrated her artistic talents and passion for design. Her integration into the world of Forrester Creations marked the beginning of a new chapter, not just in her life, but in the company's future. She quickly bonded with Wyatt Fuller, Quinn's son, who was already entrenched in the Forrester family drama. Their shared experiences and ambitions led to a natural connection that would later evolve into a romantic relationship. Ivy also developed a strong friendship with her cousin Allie Forrester, whose tragic death would later haunt her. Ollie's kindness and vulnerability drew Ivy closer, allowing her to feel a part of the extended Forrester family, despite the challenges she faced. Ollie's deep-seated issues, particularly her obsessive hatred toward Steffy Forrester, added tension to Ivy's developing relationships within the family. The Paris incident, love, rivalries, and Quinn's meddling. One of the most pivotal moments in Ivy's early storyline was an event that took place in Paris. During a business trip, Ivy found herself at the center of a scheme orchestrated by Quinn Fuller, whose manipulative tendencies had a long history of creating chaos. Quinn, eager to interfere with Liam Spencer's romantic plans, used Ivy to thwart his intention to marry Hope Logan. In a shocking twist, Quinn pushed Ivy into the river, forcing Liam to save her, which inadvertently delayed him from making it to his own wedding. Despite Ivy's protests and urging Liam to go ahead, it was too late. Hope had already married Wyatt. This moment not only derailed Liam's relationship with Hope, but also sparked the beginning of a romantic connection between Ivy and Liam. While Quinn's meddling played a significant role in bringing Ivy and Liam together, it was clear that Ivy's genuine care for Liam set the foundation for their relationship. However, Ivy's budding relationship with Liam also put her in direct conflict with Hope. As Liam and Ivy grew closer, Hope's presence loomed over them, creating tension and sparking a love triangle that would continue to evolve. Despite the eventual revelation of Quinn's interference in Paris, Liam chose to stay with Ivy, solidifying their bond even as they faced obstacles from within the Forrester family. Steffy's return, a battle for Liam's heart. The return of Steffy Forrester to Los Angeles was another major turning point in Ivy's story. Steffy, a force to be reckoned with, immediately set her sights on rekindling her relationship with Liam. This created a rivalry between Ivy and Steffy, with both women vying for Liam's affections. Despite Steffy's persistent efforts to win him back, Liam remained committed to Ivy, reinforcing her role as his new romantic partner. During this time, Ivy faced another challenge. A paperwork error threatened her ability to stay in the United States, as her visa was incorrectly filled out. Fearing deportation and the loss of her life in Los Angeles, Ivy sought help from Quinn, who once again played a pivotal role in her story. Quinn convinced Liam to marry Ivy as a way to solve her immigration issue, and while the marriage was intended to be a mere formality, it represented a significant moment in their relationship. Despite their best efforts to make the marriage work, it became clear that Ivy and Liam's relationship wasn't built to last. Once Ivy's dual citizenship was confirmed, she confessed the truth to Liam, and the two amicably annulled their brief marriage. In the aftermath, Ivy found herself drawn to Wyatt, forming a new romantic connection with him. The Allie Forrester tragedy, a fight for justice. Ivy's deep bond with Allie Forrester was tested when tragedy struck. Ollie's mental health had been deteriorating for some time, and her obsessive hatred towards Steffy Forrester reached a breaking point. In a confrontation that turned deadly, Steffy claimed that Allie had fallen and struck her head on a rock, resulting in her death. However, Ivy possessed damning evidence in the form of video footage, which showed Steffy hitting Allie with a tire iron during their altercation. Ivy's desire for justice for her fallen friend placed her in a difficult position. She was determined to hold Steffy accountable for her role in Ollie's death, but Wyatt, now her romantic partner, insisted on protecting Steffy for the sake of the family. This internal conflict drove a wedge between Ivy and Wyatt, as she struggled to reconcile her loyalty to Allie with her growing feelings for Wyatt. Ultimately, Ivy used the video footage to blackmail Steffy, demanding a more prominent role at Forrester Creations in exchange for her silence. While this bold move allowed Ivy to temporarily become the new face of the fashion house, it ultimately backfired. Steffy, unwilling to be manipulated, retaliated by firing Ivy from the company, effectively ending her brief reign at Forrester Creations. A love triangle with Wyatt and Thomas, the Thomas affair. As Ivy's professional life began to crumble, so did her romantic relationship with Wyatt. Thomas Forrester, ever the charmer, saved Ivy from a potentially life-threatening accident when a spotlight fell during a fashion show. Grateful for his heroic actions, Ivy found herself growing closer to Thomas, even as her relationship with Wyatt began to falter. The tension between Ivy, Wyatt, and Thomas reached a boiling point when Ivy and Thomas shared a passionate kiss. This moment of weakness led to a chain of events that would further complicate her relationships. Steffy, ever vigilant in her protective instincts toward Wyatt, revealed Ivy's indiscretion, leaving Wyatt heartbroken and betrayed. The fallout from the kiss drove a wedge between Ivy and Wyatt, and in a confrontation backstage at Forrester Creations, Ivy found herself in another near-death situation. During an argument with Steffy, Ivy was pushed into an electrical panel and nearly electrocuted. This traumatic event led Ivy to file a restraining order against Steffy, further escalating the tension between them. Hope Logan, one of the central characters, has had her fair share of conflicts, particularly with her longtime rival, Steffy Forrester. For over a decade, Hope and Steffy's battle for Liam Spencer's affection has kept fans on the edge of their seats. But with Hope's romantic entanglements shifting, a new and unexpected rivalry might be brewing, one that could make for equally compelling drama. In a surprising twist, Hope's next adversary may not be her usual frenemy, Steffy, but rather someone much closer to her, her aunt Katie Logan. A potential feud between Hope and Katie, over none other than Carter Walton, could set the stage for an explosive storyline that shakes the Logan family to its core. Hope and Katie, a feud over Carter Walton. Hope has spent years involved in love triangles and messy relationships, most notably with Liam. But as both she and Steffy have moved on from their mutual obsession with the waffling Liam, it seems Hope is on a new romantic journey. After a failed relationship with Thomas Forrester and a fleeting infatuation with Steffy's husband, Finn, Hope now has her sights set on Carter Walton. In recent episodes, Hope and Carter have been getting closer. Carter, who has endured his own string of failed relationships, including his engagement to Zoe Buckingham and his near marriage to Quinn Fuller, now finds himself drawn to Hope. In a candid moment, Carter even admitted to having a crush on her. Their budding romance could be exactly what Hope needs, a fresh start with a man who isn't Liam or Thomas. However, the road to happiness for Hope and Carter won't be smooth, especially with Katie Logan in the picture. Katie and Carter were once a serious couple, and although their breakup happened off-screen, it was clear that they shared a deep connection. Now, with Hope entering the picture, Katie might not be so willing to let Carter go without a fight. Katie's unfinished business with Carter. After Katie's breakup with Carter, it seemed that she might be headed for a reunion with her ex-husband, Bill Spencer. Bill has been relentless in his pursuit of Katie, begging her for another chance to rekindle their relationship. But Katie, showing immense growth and independence, has resisted Bill's attempts. She made it clear that she deserves better than Bill's on-again, off-again affections, and it appeared she was ready to move on for good. However, Katie may not be as over Carter as she appears. With Bill out of the picture, Katie might start reconsidering her feelings for Carter, especially when she sees him getting close to Hope. The jealousy and unresolved feelings Katie harbors for Carter could push her into territory fans haven't seen before. A full-blown rivalry with her own niece. The idea of Katie fighting for Carter's attention is not far-fetched. The history between Katie and Carter suggests there's still unfinished business between them. Katie might have pushed her feelings aside after their breakup, but seeing Carter move on with someone as close as Hope could reignite those emotions. Katie isn't the type to quietly sit by while someone she loves is taken away, especially by her niece. Brooke Logan caught in the crossfire. A feud between Hope and Katie would have far-reaching consequences, particularly for the Logan family. Brooke Logan, the matriarch, will find herself caught in the middle of this family drama. Brooke has always been fiercely protective of Hope, but she also shares a close bond with her sister Katie. As tensions rise between Hope and Katie, Brooke will be forced into a difficult position. choosing between her daughter and her sister. Brooke's loyalty will undoubtedly be tested, and her involvement in this feud could have unpredictable outcomes. As fans of The Bold and the Beautiful know, Brooke has a history of meddling in the love lives of those around her. Whether she decides to support Hope's relationship with Carter or back Katie in her efforts to reclaim him, Brooke's interference could make things worse. There's also the possibility that Brooke may try to remain neutral, but with two of the most important people in her life at odds, it's unlikely she'll stay out of the fray for long. Brooke's attempts to broker peace could result in even more conflict, potentially tearing the Logan family apart. The fallout, Logan family drama. The impending Hope and Katie feud isn't just about love. It's about family dynamics and unresolved emotions. Hope has always been the golden girl of the Logan family, often viewed as the one who deserves happiness after all the heartache she's endured. But Katie, too, has suffered her share of heartbreak, particularly with Bill. She has worked hard to rebuild her life and might feel that she, not Hope, deserves a second chance with Carter. This sense of competition between Hope and Katie for Carter's affections could deepen the rift between them. The show has a long history of exploring family tensions, and a Logan family civil war could provide a fresh and exciting angle. With Brooke trying to keep the peace, the drama will escalate as emotions run high and allegiances are tested. Fans can expect intense confrontations, emotional breakdowns, and perhaps even some scheming as Hope and Katie fight for Carter. The show thrives on these kinds of messy, complicated relationships, and this storyline has the potential to become a central arc for the next few months. Carter Walton, the man in the middle. Let's not forget Carter in all of this. While the feud between Hope and Katie will undoubtedly take center stage, Carter's role cannot be ignored. He's no stranger to being caught in the middle of romantic drama, but this situation is unique. Carter will be torn between two women he cares about, one he has history with, and one he sees a future with. Carter's choices will shape the outcome of this feud. If he sides with Hope, Katie's resentment could grow, leading to more dramatic showdowns. If he's swayed by Katie's feelings, Hope will feel betrayed by both her aunt and the man she thought could be her new beginning. Either way, Carter's decision will be a pivotal moment in the storyline, a potential shift in alliances. As the Hope and Katie feud plays out, there's always the possibility of shifting alliances. Could Steffy, Hope's longtime rival, get involved in the drama? Or could Bill, who still harbors feelings for Katie, throw his hat into the ring to win her back, further complicating matters? The potential for new twists and turns in this storyline is endless. The beauty of The Bold and the Beautiful lies in its ability to surprise viewers with unexpected plot developments. A Hope and Katie feud, fueled by jealousy, unresolved feelings and family loyalty, could be just what the show needs to shake things up. With so many moving parts, this storyline has the potential to deliver high-stakes drama that keeps fans tuning in every day. October 23rd episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Viewers were treated to a new romantic development involving Will and Elektra. Spoilers revealed that their paths would cross at Forrester Creations in what seemed like a typical meet-cute scenario, quickly transforming into a magnetic moment of undeniable chemistry. This brief encounter set the stage for what could become one of the show's most talked-about storylines, as sparks flew between the two. Will, the son of Bill Spencer, had long been upfront about his intentions when deciding to intern at Forrester Creations. The appeal of being surrounded by beautiful women was certainly not lost on him, and even his father, Bill, seemed to approve of this choice. For Will, the internship was not just about the business, but also about indulging in the glamorous world that Forrester Creations had to offer. However, one woman in particular has caught his attention, Elektra Forrester. Elektra, the great-niece of Eric Forrester, made her arrival at Forrester Creations alongside her Aunt Ivy to pitch a new jewelry line. With her ties to the Forrester family and her ambition to contribute to the company's success, Elektra made a strong first impression. However, not everyone at Forrester was as enthusiastic. Steffy Forrester, one of the key decision-makers at the company, seemed less than thrilled about Elektra and her proposed jewelry line. As Will and Elektra bump into each other, the spark is immediate. There's an unspoken attraction, a connection that neither of them can deny. For Will, it may have been love at first sight. Of all the women around him at Forrester, he seems drawn to Elektra in a way that surprises even him. But the question remains, does Elektra feel the same way? Is this attraction mutual, or is it just one-sided? Fans are left wondering how their budding romance will unfold, especially with the challenges that lie ahead. Steffy's lukewarm response to Elektra's jewelry line adds a layer of tension to the situation. While Elektra is trying to carve out a space for herself at Forrester Creations, Steffy is rethinking the company's commitment to certain projects, particularly Hope for the future. Her doubts about the jewelry line's potential could mean that Elektra's time at Forrester might be short-lived. Steffy has expressed concerns to her father, Ridge, about cutting losses and moving forward without investing too much into Elektra's proposal. Ridge, always pragmatic, agreed with his daughter's assessment, signaling that Elektra's position at Forrester could be in jeopardy. However, not everyone is ready to dismiss Elektra's jewelry line so quickly. Carter Walton, who has been a loyal and dedicated figure at Forrester, is particularly excited about the potential of Elektra's designs. He believes in the new line and hopes that Steffy will give it the chance it deserves. But when Steffy remains steadfast in her skepticism, Carter's frustration boils over. He's not accustomed to seeing Steffy so resistant to new ideas, especially when they come from a family member like Elektra. Carter's emotional response may be tied to more than just business. His recent involvement with Hope Logan has added a new layer of complexity to his interactions with Steffy. In the past, Carter might have been more willing to accept Steffy's decisions without question. But now, his personal feelings are influencing his professional demeanor. To him, Steffy's rejection of Elektra's line seems to stem from deeper unresolved issues, not just with Hope, but also within her own family. This raises the question, how far is Carter willing to go to support his new love interest, Hope? And how will his growing tension with Steffy affect the dynamics at Forrester Creations? As the episode unfolds, viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eager to see how these intricate relationships will develop. Will and Elektra's instant chemistry has the potential to become a major plotline, but it's clear that their romance will face significant hurdles. With Steffy's disapproval, Carter's divided loyalties, and the ongoing tension between the Forrester and Logan families, nothing is ever straightforward in the world of the bold and the beautiful. Fans won't want to miss the next episodes, as the drama surrounding Will and Elektra's relationship heats up. Will they be able to overcome the obstacles in their path? Or will outside forces tear them apart before their romance even has a chance to bloom? The only certainty is that in the high-stakes world of Forrester Creations, anything can happen. Will's unexpected encounter with Elektra. Here's a detailed breakdown of the key moments, starting with the intrigue at Forrester Creations and leading to the simmering tension between Hope and Carter. A shocking discovery at Forrester Creations. The episode begins in the main office at Forrester Creations, where Steffy and Carter are seen deep in conversation. Steffy's expression conveys surprise, while Carter appears slightly unsure, hinting at something unexpected happening behind the scenes. The tension between them suggests that whatever they're discussing could have far-reaching implications. Perhaps it's a business matter, but their body language hints at something more personal or unexpected. Adding to the tension, Ivy and Elektra are present, and both seem a little intimidated by the high-stakes atmosphere, but remain hopeful. Elektra's winning smile and Ivy's appreciative gesture towards Carter indicate that they're involved in something significant. The moment when Ivy touches Carter on the shoulder feels like a moment of gratitude or acknowledgement. But what exactly is Carter being thanked for? Could it be a deal that impacts Forrester Creations? Or perhaps a personal favor that plays into the drama to come? Hope and Carter's fiery moment. In another part of the office, Hope and Carter share a moment that's sure to raise eyebrows. The two find themselves in the design office, and what starts as a seemingly innocuous conversation soon escalates into an intense, emotionally charged exchange. The chemistry between them has been building for weeks, and in this episode, they finally give in to their emotions. As they embrace, it becomes clear that they're playing with fire. The intensity of the moment is palpable, and the audience is left wondering how long they can keep this secret under wraps. With both characters having so much to lose, Hope with her established relationships and Carter with his career and connections, this moment could have massive consequences for everyone involved. How long before they're caught? And when they are, who will suffer the most? Will's accident and the spark of something new. The biggest moment of the episode comes when Will and Elektra cross paths in the hallway. Will, distracted and rushing, accidentally bumps into Elektra, causing her to drop a tray full of jewelry. While this might seem like a small incident, it's clear that this encounter is far from ordinary. As they both bend down to collect the scattered jewelry, sparks fly between them. There's an undeniable chemistry, and their brief interaction suggests that this is just the beginning of something much bigger. Will's accident may have been unintentional, but it's clear that it will set off a chain of events with far-reaching consequences. The look exchange between Will and Elektra hints at a new romantic storyline that could shake up the current dynamics on the show. Is this the start of a new relationship, or will their connection lead to unexpected complications down the line? What happens next? As the episode progresses, it becomes clear that each of these moments is connected in some way. Steffy and Carter's discussion, Hope and Carter's passionate embrace, and Will's accidental run-in with Elektra all point to a larger storyline that will unfold in the coming weeks. Steffy and Carter's uncertainty could be linked to the changes happening at Forrester Creations, possibly involving Elektra and Ivy. At the same time, Hope and Carter's relationship is on the verge of being exposed, which could have devastating consequences for them both. And Will's accident, while seemingly minor, might just be the spark that ignites a whole new drama between him and Elektra, bringing even more complications into the mix. This episode is a must-watch, as the events of October 23rd set the stage for future conflicts, romantic entanglements, and shocking revelations. Don't miss these intense moments, which promise to keep viewers on the edge of their seats.